Have you ever worried that your insurance company could settle a malpractice claim against you even if you did nothing wrong without ever asking for your permission? Imagine spending years building your reputation as a trusted dentist, only to see it tarnished overnight by a settlement you didn't even agree to. And once this happens, the damage could be permanent. Every settlement is reported to the National Practitioner Databank, and that record follows you for the rest of your career. It doesn't matter if the claim had no merit at all. It doesn't even matter if you never admitted fault. That settlement can affect your ability to get hospital privileges, it can raise your insurance premiums, and it can even put your license under scrutiny. And that is exactly why understanding the consent to settle clause is so important. Hi, my name is Orrin Pearson, co-founder of Insurance by Dentists and author of Insurance for Dentists Malpractice Edition. Today I want to walk you through one of the most important features inside your malpractice insurance policy, and that's the consent to settle clause. Here's the issue. In many malpractice policies, the company reserves the right to handle claims however they see fit. That includes the right to settle if they believe it's faster, cheaper, or less risky than going to a trial. From their perspective, this makes sense, but from your perspective as a dentist, this can be devastating. Because while a settlement may protect the insurer's finances, it can permanently harm your professional reputation. A consent to settle clause changes that dynamic entirely. It requires the insurer to obtain your approval before settling any claim. It gives you the ability to say no if you believe you acted appropriately and want your day in court. In short, it puts you, not the insurance company, in control of the outcome. Now here's where many dentists get caught off guard. Not all consent to settle clauses are the same. Some policies provide what's known as pure consent. That means the insurer cannot settle under any circumstances without your written approval. This is the strongest protection because it ensures no claim can ever be resolved without your say-so. On the other hand, other policies can include what's called a hammer clause. This means if you refuse a settlement and the case does go to trial, the insurance company may cap the responsibility at the amount of that original settlement offer. If the verdict comes back higher, you could be personally responsible for paying out of your own pocket. The hammer clause is specifically designed by insurance companies to pressure you into settling, even if you'd rather fight to protect your name. An example of the hammer clause would be, let's say you were sued for $500,000 and you think that the claim is meritless. All right, and then the plaintiff comes back and they want to settle for $350,000. Again, you think it's meritless, so you don't want to settle, you want to go to court to fight this. But the insurance company, on the other hand, wants to save time and money and not fight this. So they want to settle. In your malpractice policy, you have a hammer clause. So if you do decide to go to trial, the insurance company is only going to be responsible for paying up to $350,000, the original settlement offer that they were willing to settle at. You would be responsible for the other $150,000 if it goes to trial and you lose. So this is the dangers of a hammer clause in your policy and why you should always opt for a company that offers the pure consent clause. I think it's also important to note that if you're covered under an employer's policy, the consent right might belong to the practice or corporation, not you personally. If this is the case, you could find yourself with no say at all. Dental associations have long warned practitioners about this. They advise every dentist to check whether their malpractice policy requires their written consent before any settlements can be made in court, and to understand what happens if they withhold that consent. The goal isn't just protecting money, it's protecting your professional reputation, your license, and, most importantly, your career. So review your malpractice policy today. Look for the consent to settle clause. Make sure it's clear make sure it's strong, and make sure it protects you personally. Because at the end of the day, malpractice insurance isn't just about covering losses, it's about protecting your good name. And you deserve to have the final say in how your story is written. And that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. And if you want to dive deeper into this concept, we have a book, Insurance for Dentists Malpractice Edition, you can find in the description below. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.